vegetative bacteria. Bacteria that are growing, remember the term vegetative? It will do nothing for endospores. It will do nothing for naked viruses. It's not considered to be any means of sterilization. It's a disinfection procedure. How about another form of voice control? How about this word, pasteurization? Pasteurization is typically thought of with respect to dairy products. But there are a number of beer manufacturers that pasteurize their product before they bottle it. Pasteurization has undergone a number of technological changes as well as changes as different organisms appear to be spread by dairy products. At this point, I normally would show a little YouTube video on Louis Pasteur and pasteurization. If you're interested, just Google pasteurization in YouTube or go to YouTube, search for pasteurization. I'm sure you'll find it on the first one there. But from a technological standpoint, we talk about batch pasteurization. And that's just what it is, a batch. You take a big tank. I grew up on a farm and we had dairy cows and we would milk every evening. We would fill this tank up and we would pasteurize by turning the heaters on. We had to turn them on for a minimum of 30 minutes and it had to be 63 degrees centigrade. The big tank, batch pasteurization. This is sometimes referred to as low temperature, long time, LTLT. Low temperature, long time. Because in comparison to the next procedure, 63 degrees is low temperature. Technically, I think that's 62.9, but we're not counting it. We're not splitting it. The next one's called flash pasteurization. Flash pasteurization. High temperature, low time. This, you can shorten that 30 minutes, 15 seconds by raising the temperature to 72 degrees Celsius. Now this involves a new technology. Flash pasteurization involves a series of tubes, very thin tubes that you push the milk into, subject it to that temperature for a short period of time, and then cool it. We could go even higher. We could go to ultra-high temperature pasteurization, UHTP, and this is 135 degrees for 1 to 3 seconds. You know, I don't care if you remember these times. I'm not going to answer for that. I want you to realize that there are different conditions for different times. And if we really want to hit it good, and some people say that this is a sterilizing product, we'll use ultra-high temperature sterilization. Your book talks about it. The book mentions the little containers of creamer that you'll find in a restaurant. They're not refrigerated at all. They've been treated so as to essentially be sterile. Okay, so that's moist heat, boiling water, pasteurization. We can talk about tyndallization, but that's not much. We'll talk about moist heat with pressure. Pressure. Now we're simply talking about old-fashioned home pressure cooker. In the laboratory, we call it an autoclave. I know that the society today is quite different from what it was when I was growing up, but how many of you know what a pressure cooker is? Okay, some of you do, and you don't know how a pressure cooker. For those of you who don't know, it's typically it's a good-sized pot. It's got a lid. It's got a rubber gasket that allows you to hermetically seal. Hermetic means airtight. So what you do is you have a roast or maybe some potatoes. You put them in there with water. You put it on the stove. You crank that lid down. As the water boils, because it's a closed vessel, the pressure goes up. As the pressure goes up, the temperature of the water gets higher and higher. But with that pressure and that extra temperature, that heat is driven into your roast, driven into the potatoes, so they cook much more quicker than they would if you just tried to boil them on the stove. It's a very, very common, these are very common means of cooking. Somewhat surprised that so many people know what it is, because in the past years, we haven't known what it in principle, it's the same thing. By cranking that down and boiling that water, you create pressure. And that pressure will drive that heat into your product. Now, in the home, you're using to cook your meal faster. In the laboratory, we're using to inactivate bacteria. And that's where our autoclave comes in. This is our autoclave. There on the prep bench in the lab. On the other side of that wall, we have two autoclaves. If you want to look at them, you want to see them, let me know. But walk around there and take a look at them. Every book will have the obligatory diagram of an autoclave. I'm certainly not concerned that you try to memorize that. But we've got an open chamber. We've got, you can't see it, this is the door that will come up and seal the chamber pressure. There's a jacket that surrounds it. You can see the jacket up here. There's a steam jacket, triple steam jacket. And once you turn it on, all of the steam in that jacket is evacuated into the chamber. So it drives all the cool air out, and all that pressure and moist, that heat goes into it. It takes several cycles to get it up. But what we can attain, in an autoclave, we can attain temperatures of easily 121 degrees centigrade. And with that pressure, 121 degrees centigrade, for a minimum of 15 minutes, we can inactivate underspores. So it is sporocidal, meaning they'll destroy all forms of bacteria. Now, I gave you those times and temperatures. 121 degrees centigrade, 15 pounds additional pressure for a minimum of 15 minutes. That will vary. That's minimum. If I have a single tube of medium and I want to autoclave it, that's minimum. If I increase the number of tubes, or if I increase the volume of a bigger flask, I have to increase the time. This chart is a little bit difficult to see. It's not clear, and I really don't know why. I've tried several times constructing it up so it doesn't even talk. Anyway, this shows you the times required to sterilize different size materials. Here's our basic test tube, 10 mils, 15 minutes. Recall those 250 millimeter flasks that we poured media in the week before, for pre-conditions. They were sterilized at 15 minutes. Now, if I had a larger flask, and I do make up media with a larger volume, I have to increase to 1,500 milliliters. I have to increase the time. Why? Because of that larger volume, it takes more time for that pressure to push that heat to the center. If I increase that size even more, use a fermentation bottle. Fermentation bottles are like carboys. Although that are up to 10 liters in some cases. I have to increase that temperature, or increase the time to 7 minutes over an hour. A lot of things that people don't know is that when you put a bottle in there, anybody ever used an autoclave? Did you use them? Okay. When you put material in this bottle, the first instinct is to crank it down tight. You don't want to do that because that won't allow the pressure to get into your material. It won't get up the temperature, the pressure won't push it into the center. You want to vent it so that it's loose. And then when you pull it out, that's cooling. But you have to leave it open. I can partially open, I don't want to leave the lid off. Okay, now, when you have used the autoclave, you have to determine, okay, do I take it on faith that because I subjected this material to 15 minutes at 121 degrees centigrade, 15 pounds of pressure, that is sterile? I have some proof. If you work at a hospital, you have to have proof because it's a legal requirement. So what can we do? Well, there's several different things that we can do. And many of you have seen these already. On some of the tubes, on some of the beakers that you'll see a piece of tape. It looks like, this is autoclave, it looks like masking tape until you subject it to autoclave temperatures and pressure. And then the little hash marks will come out. And some of it even has the word sterile. You can buy it when it says sterile. Everybody's seen that, you can see that in the lab several times. Okay. Now that is a non-biological indicator. This tape, with time, it will begin to fail you. It will begin to show those hash marks without pressure exposure. So a much more reliable way is it bioacid? Is it biological indicator? And that's where we use what basically it used to be called a spore strip. What we're going to do is we're going to take the term spore strip derives from the fact that we would take the organism Bacillus stereothermophilus. Now this is a thermophile, so it will grow well at heat. So it's going to be very resistant to heat. And Bacillus stereothermophilus produces endospores, which are very heat resistant. So we would grow that organism up, collect the endospore, and put that onto a piece of tape, basically. Then you would take that piece of tape, you would tape it to the material that you were autoclaving, and put it in the autoclave. At the completion of the autoclave cycle, you would pull it out, take that tape and put it into a growth medium, and incubate it for 24 hours. If, following incubation, you had turbidity in the medium, what would that indicate to you? What would that indicate? Exactly right. What's the logic on that? You're exactly right. So what's the logic? It's not completely sterile. Why would growth here indicate that products potentially may not be sterile? Because the endospores survived it, they germinated, the organism grew, and that medium will change turbidity. Now, we don't do that anymore, but we use the same principle. These go by a variety of different terms. You can see the set right there. And what you can't see is underneath this little plastic cap is a little gelatin capsule. It is filled with endospores from Bacillus stereothermophilus. So you take one of these, put the back of the autoclave. You take another one, you put the front. Depending on how much material you have, you'll put one in the middle or the sides. You got two tiers, one the first tier and the second tier. But after the autoclave, you pull all these out, and all you do then is take them and turn them upside down and wrap them hard on the table. Wrap it in a plastic cap will break that capsule, releasing its endospores into this medium.